What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video, I want to go over what the largest institutions are currently doing in this crypto market, because I think the answer might shock a lot of you. This past weekend, we got two massive clips that really show that institutions are loading the boat on your favorite cryptocurrencies. Guys, I want to show you two shocking things that show that this recent bear market has been a buying opportunity for the largest institutions in the market. Guys, make sure to stick around for this whole thing. I think it's going to give you a much better understanding on everything going on in the market right now, and I think it's a video a lot of you need to see. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. Uphold is one of my favorite exchanges and a great place to buy and sell XRP. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you enjoyed the update. Real quick, guys, with all the craziness going on in the market right now, I know everyone is looking for a way to make an extra buck. Well, right now, Moomoo is running an awesome promotion where you could win up to 15 free stocks. There's actually a double chance of winning an Apple share right now. It ends in 8 hours, so make sure to check that out. But not only can you get these 15 free stocks, but you can also take a stock picking quiz and get a free share of Amazon. Guys, I would definitely check this out. This is an excellent way to get some free stocks. Moomoo is a regulated exchange. They have some great features, so make sure to go check that out. The link for this will be in the description of this video. So guys, I want to start this video off by showing you a very interesting clip of Kevin O'Leary. He's an investor I really respect in this market, and he has been really open to learning about cryptocurrencies. Kevin O'Leary is definitely a great investor. He's someone who doesn't always have the most open mind, but even someone like him has his head fully wrapped around the benefits of crypto and how impactful they will be changing our financial system. In this clip, Kevin O'Leary talks about why we haven't seen some of the largest banks in the entire world truly adopting cryptocurrency, and I think the answer he gives is really going to show you what is playing out in this market right now. Kevin O'Leary is someone who's not afraid to say what's on his mind, and I think we really need to listen up when he talks about cryptocurrencies, because he definitely has his place at the table with some of the largest institutions in the entire world. So when he says this stuff, he is very blunt, and I think he's telling the truth. I want you guys to listen very closely to what Kevin O'Leary says here, because I think it's really important to give us a perspective on what is going on in the cryptocurrency industry right now. Listen up closely.
Jamie Dimon really continued to beat down on it. He said very recently that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are nothing but a decentralized Ponzi scheme.
Yep. So let me qualify my statements on this, because I'm an investor in JP Morgan as well. I have a lot of respect for him. He may be one of the most successful banking managers in the history of that sector. However, that was an uninformed statement, and it was not helpful at a time when we're trying to drive regulation through two different bills on the Hill right now. I, along with many other private investors, have been spending a lot of time in Washington on this. Essentially what Jamie said there, he was talking his book. This is my interpretation. He feels
That's huge. He straight up says it right there. He's talking his book.
Feels threatened by some of this technology, particularly around payment systems, because banks make money transferring assets. It's a cost of friction in the system. And one of the only reasons that I invested in Circle, and I'm an investor in Circle, I'm supporting their initiative, and I'm a big believer in what stablecoins can do, is it's time to get rid of that friction. And it's not important that banks be protected so that they can make fees from that friction. When you transfer the US dollar into the Swiss franc to buy Nestle on the Zurich exchange, these banks add zero value. There's no value created in ACH transfer fees. If we could use a stablecoin that was regulated and approved by both sides of that transaction, it would be more transparent, it would be much faster, it would definitely be more productive, but above all, I would save millions of dollars. And so would everybody else. I can't wait till we can do that, because that kind of innovation should be supported, and it is. And that's why we're all here. This isn't about, speculation on asset price. This is about reducing the fees of how the world's economies work. More transparent, more productive, completely auditable, regulated, but less expensive. So does Jamie Dimon feel threatened? You're damn right he does. That's a big part of how he makes money. Too bad.
So guys, I thought that was a great clip of Kevin O'Leary right there, and he really just says what's on everyone's mind. Right now, everyone knows that cryptocurrencies are a critical solution to our payment system, but they are being slowed down by the incumbents. People like Jamie Dimon are using regulators like Gary Gensler to slow down innovative crypto companies like Ripple, and that's why we are seeing such delays in the regulation. Once they flip the switch, once they give regulations to these different cryptocurrency companies, the incumbents are going to lose a lot and they can't go back on that decision. Once the flip is switched and we have regulations, these different payment solutions like XRP, like Circle, are going to completely change our financial system, and the biggest banks in the entire world know it. That's why they are talking their book. That's why they are acting like we're just looking at nothing right here. They want to do everything they can to slow down the innovation. Right now, they have everything to lose, and they have a lot of stake in the regulators that can slow down this process. The good news is, though, that innovation always prevails, and I think the fact that people like Kevin O'Leary are talking like this and telling us exactly what's going on should just make you more confident than ever that eventually these incumbents are going to lose out. It's going to be time for this technology to shine, and it just shows that they all have their eyes on exactly what we do, and this innovation is going to take over. So guys, I want to show you one more clip of what the largest institutions in the entire world are doing with cryptocurrencies right now, because guys, I just think this is so important to be paying attention to right now. A lot of people see prices going down, they see a lot of pain in this market and they get concerned, but guys, the fact of the matter is the biggest banks in the entire world, the financial elites, know what's coming, and I think this clip just proves that more than anything. Listen up closely to this, because guys, there is a tidal wave of demand coming, and I don't want anyone to be flooded out of their favorite project before that happens. Listen to Jack McDonald. He's the CEO of PolySign and Standard Custody, two of the biggest institutional projects in the market right now, handling crypto custody. And guys, both PolySign and Standard Custody work directly with Ripple and XRP. They have David Schwartz on their board, so let's just say these guys are in the know.
In addition to BNY Mellon, I just tweeted about it earlier today. You look back at the past 2 to 3 months, we had BlackRock enter the market. You had news of Charles Schwab, Citadel, and Fidelity they're working on a crypto exchange. NASDAQ also came out and said they're launching crypto custody. It's amazing what's happening. I got into the market in 2016, and I couldn't even imagine these big names getting into the asset class. What are your thoughts seeing it? And I know you're talking to some of these folks, and the Cowens of the world and so forth. What are your thoughts on the recent surge of these institutional investors coming in?
Well, I would say a few things. It's not surprising because we're talking to these folks and or their peers on a daily basis, and we're seeing the migrations that large asset managers are making in the space. I think what's critical is that you actually are seeing some of these household names put their foot down and say we are building out products and services. You've got the BlackRocks, you've got the Wisdom Trees and others who are just massive asset managers who are moving deliberately into the space. And it can only be credentializing. I think it's going to have a very positive impact, frankly, on the regulators, because those organizations have the ear of the regulators and they're going to force some regulation to come through.
And guys, I just want to point out really quickly, he's talking about companies like BlackRock. A former Ripple board member is currently the head of digital assets at BlackRock. So guys, this has everything to do with these institutions adopting XRP in the future.
Which I think is going to be great. I think one of the biggest impediments right now to growth in this industry is the lack of regulatory clarity. And we've made great strides, I will say, if I think back over the last 6 to 12 months, and when I look forward, not only here in the US, but the G20 Financial Stability Board, you've got the EU initiatives around MiCA, you've seen legislation being introduced in Ukraine, South Korea, Bahrain, Brazil, all within the last couple of months. And so I think we're getting consistent progress. Can't happen fast enough as far as I'm concerned, but it's going to be, I think, really helpful not only for sell-side firms like ours to understand what the rules of the road are, but it's also going to remove one of the biggest obstacles for institutions to come and invest into the space. And that's really when you're going to see this waterfall of demand come.
Waterfall of demand come. Guys, cryptocurrencies are one of the few asset classes where you can beat this waterfall of demand. Because of the decentralized nature of cryptocurrencies, this is the first asset class ever that you were able to beat the institutions into this asset. They are waiting on regulations, but you can buy it now, and that's one of the big reasons why they push so much FUD. They don't want you to beat them into this asset class. That's the last thing they want. All these big institutions want to keep the prices down so they can come up and swoop up these different digital assets, these different protocols on the cheap. And right now, they just can't do that because of regulation. That's why right now I think it's so important to be paying attention to people like Jack McDonald, because he is telling you he is working with these institutions and he knows they are going to come once we get the regulations. Regulations are a switch. Like I said, once they give these companies regulations, they are going to take off, and that's why they are being so slow and careful. They know as soon as they let these cryptocurrencies take over our financial system, there is no turning back, and the incumbents are doing everything they can to stop this. I wanted to finish this off by showing you one last tweet by Darren Moore Jr. I thought this was pretty interesting. Darren is one of the smartest XRP researchers in this community. He tweeted out, "I have a friend that sends my videos to a financial advisor, and that guy says I am a nut." And I just tweeted out in response to him, I said, most financial advisors are salesmen, not investors. Guys, I went to school with a lot of people who turned into financial advisors, and let me tell you, they are no smarter than any... And let me tell you, they are no smarter than me and you. If not, they are a lot dumber than people like us. Guys, a lot of people who become financial advisors don't actually know anything about investing. They're really just people who know how to sell a product, know how to convince people to stay at their firm, but they don't really do the research. They don't really dig into these projects like you and I, and therefore they will never understand anything like Ripple and XRP before the masses. They'll be talking about XRP when it's $10. They'll be talking about Ripple when it IPOs and is worth 10x the valuation right now, but they can't figure it out until it's actually recommended to them by their firm. I just want to point that out because this is one more way people push FUD. They say, oh, this cryptocurrency is not being used by institutions yet. It's not being recommended by blah, blah, blah. Guys, at the end of the day, a lot of these people simply aren't even allowed to talk about things like XRP because they can't even mention it until it's recommended by their institution. You are never going to be early investing like this. It's literally impossible. You need to understand the technology. You need to understand the problem that's being solved before the mass adoption, because that's when you get the price appreciation. Anyway, guys, I hope going through these different videos really show you that institutions are on their way, and this is one of the few opportunities you have to actually beat them into the asset class. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone has a great night. I hope you enjoyed this update, and for now, Mickle out.